90-Day Fiancé, 7 biggest health scares that made headlines in the franchises. From shocking surgeries to near-fatal accidents, these 7 unforgettable health scares from the 90-Day Fiancé franchise had fans stunned and headlines buzzing. The franchise has seen multiple health scares that shook fans and sparked media coverage. From unexpected hospitalizations to emergency surgeries, many 90-Day Fiancé stars have battled serious conditions while filming. Such health incidents highlight the real-life challenges behind reality TV and keep viewers invested in the cast's personal journeys. Chronic illnesses, sudden injuries, and mental health struggles have become more visible across the 90-Day Fiancé franchise. Cast members have opened up about living with life-threatening diagnoses on 90-Day Fiancé and coping with emotional tolls. These moments raise awareness and show how important it is to talk openly about health on reality TV. Jasmine Pineda is spreading alopecia awareness. Jasmine Pineda opened up about alopecia and mental health struggles. Jasmine first publicly revealed her alopecia in early 2022, explaining that her hair loss began after giving birth to her son. She shared emotional photos of bald patches on Instagram and admitted she considered shaving her head as the condition worsened. Describing the condition as torture, Jasmine has openly shared the mental and emotional toll of alopecia on social media. She posted close-up videos showing her thinning hair and expressed that losing her hair deeply affected her self-esteem, calling it harder than she initially expected. Jasmine continues to spread awareness by encouraging others facing hair loss. She emphasizes that hair doesn't define worth and urged followers to embrace themselves. Despite criticism, she thanked fans for their empathy, noting their support has been crucial during her most difficult times with alopecia. Liz Woods has stomach cancer. Liz Woods' courageous cancer battle and journey to recovery. 90-Day Fiancé. I'm convinced Jasmine Pineda now regrets her open marriage idea. Her life in US looks nothing like she hoped. I'm convinced Jasmine Pineda has started to regret proposing an open marriage to Gino Palazzolo on 90-Day, The Last Resort. She originally moved to the United States to marry Gino, but their marital happiness was brief. Gino didn't want to be intimate with Jasmine, which led them to join 90-Day, The Last Resort Season 2. Despite attending some therapy sessions, they were unable to resolve their issues with intimacy. Eventually, Jasmine suggested the idea of an open marriage to Gino and wanted her gym buddy, Matt Brownies, as her sexual partner. Gino noticed the strong connection between Jasmine and Matt, which is why he initially hesitated to involve him in their open marriage. However, I believe he soon realized he had limited options. Ultimately, Jasmine and Gino decided to open up their marriage with some rules. However, I was shocked to learn that Jasmine announced her pregnancy with Matt in February 2025. A month later, she gave birth to their daughter, Matilda, aka Maddie, on March 21, 2025. While Matt continues to be a part of Jasmine's life, I was surprised to hear her debunk speculations that they aren't romantically involved. Gino always provided financial support to Jasmine. Gino gave Jasmine Pineda a car as a gift. Many 90-Day Fiancé viewers, like myself, would remember that Jasmine was seeking a sugar daddy when she met Gino. She likely desired someone to provide financial support and pay her for companionship. However, their initial transactional relationship grew more serious over time. Remember that Gino continued to cover Jasmine's expenses, including cosmetic procedures, dental work, facials, and plastic surgery. Jasmine also asked Gino to pay for her rent in Panama. Upon relocating to the United States, Gino tried to improve Jasmine's quality of life by giving her a car. How did open marriage impact Jasmine's financial situation? Jasmine has no choice but to rely on herself. While I initially agreed with Jasmine's suggestion of an open marriage, Gino's reaction made me realize it wouldn't be successful for her. As Jasmine got more involved in the open marriage and began a relationship with Matt, she grew distant from her husband, Gino. Unable to manipulate Gino into spending money on her as she had done in the past, the Panamanian reality star had to rely on herself to cover her expenses. Jasmine had to promote her OnlyFans and Cameo accounts to make ends meet. Despite her efforts, she encountered financial challenges due to her popularity decline and other setbacks, leaving her unable to afford a $71 cake for her daughter. Jasmine is now responsible for 3 children. Financial hardships increasingly weigh Jasmine down. 90-day fiancé. I've changed my mind. I think Jasmine Pineda used Gino Palazzolo for a green card and the American dream. She's now pregnant with Matt's baby. I have been a fan of Jasmine Pineda from 90 Day, The Last Resort, but I have started to believe that she exploited Gino Palazzolo's trust and love to achieve her American dream. She joined the popular franchise in 2021 with Gino, disclosing that they had met on a sugar baby website. Due to the controversial beginning of their relationship, I was skeptical of its potential longevity. However, Jasmine and Gino defied my expectations by getting engaged by the end of their debut season. Gino even applied for Jasmine's K-1 visa to bring her to the United States. While the K-1 visa was being processed, the couple displayed significant warning signs in their relationship. Jasmine's jealous behavior, along with her desire to change Gino's eating habits, were major red flags. However, I believed Jasmine and Gino truly cared for each other, and I was overjoyed when they exchanged vows in June 2023. Unfortunately, as I suspected, they quickly began experiencing marital problems. Gino refused intimacy with Jasmine, and she accused him of watching explicit videos of his ex-girlfriend. I'm confident that Jasmine and Gino can work through their issues in 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2. Jasmine used Gino to pay her bills and fund her plastic surgery. Jasmine didn't get another job after being fired. Jasmine has often professed her love for Gino on the show, and I have always believed her words. However, upon closer inspection, her actions tell a different story. Jasmine was active on a sugar baby website, seeking out a vulnerable man who would spoil her with luxuries in exchange for her companionship. Despite meeting Gino under these circumstances, she insisted that she loved him, only to later accuse him of going on paid dates. In my view, Jasmine was only with Gino to achieve her own goals. She consistently asked him for money and caused a scene when he declined. Jasmine claimed she lost her job because Gino's ex-girlfriend sent her private picture to the school administration. She blamed Gino for her job loss but then never tried to find another job in teaching or any other industry. I was surprised to see Jasmine demand Gino pay her rent in Panama while also covering her cosmetic procedures, including facials and dental work. Honestly, I started to feel like she was taking advantage of Gino's trust when she used the money he gave her to purchase a wedding dress for butt implants. Gino didn't know Jasmine was on birth control. Jasmine withheld her fertility struggles from Gino. When Gino first met Jasmine, he told her that he wanted to have a baby even though he was in his early 50s. During a confessional, he even said, "A boy and a girl, if it works out that way." However, I think Jasmine simply ignored his desire to experience fatherhood because she already has 2 children of her own from a previous relationship. She didn't disclose to him that she was taking birth control pills, keeping him unaware of her decision to not have children with him. Later on, she kept her fertility issues hidden from him. Jasmine didn't go back to Panama despite Gino's split. Jasmine may have used Gino to obtain a green card. Jasmine compared Gino's home state of Michigan to a frozen hell, describing how difficult it was to live in the United States. She threatened to return to Panama many times over minor arguments but never really followed through. I believe Jasmine lied about returning to Panama just to gain an advantage over Gino for as long as she could. The 90-day fiancé alum likely used emotional manipulation and other tactics to manipulate Gino until he stopped caring about her empty threats, prompting her to come up with a new plan. I believe that Jasmine's decision not to return to Panama immediately after breaking up with Gino indicates that her main goal was likely to use him to enter the United States. A few years ago, Jasmine portrayed herself as a victim, claiming she couldn't live without her 2 sons and that she would do anything to be with them again. However, as I suspected, Jasmine didn't follow through and go back to her children. Instead, she remained in the United States and became pregnant by her friend from the gym, Matt Brownies. Jasmine might have caused lasting emotional damage to Gino. Jasmine lied to Gino about cheating on him with her ex. I think Jasmine was deceptive and manipulative right from the beginning. She not only misled the audience by falsely accusing Gino without proof, but also tried to assert dominance by continuously belittling his masculinity. Jasmine made fun of Gino for being bald and made baseless accusations about his supposed porn addiction. She also used his money to move into an apartment near her former boyfriend and reportedly engaged in a sexual relationship with him. Even though Jasmine later retracted her claim of cheating on Gino with her ex, she had already caused emotional distress for Gino. Jasmine quickly became pregnant with Matt. Jasmine didn't even grieve her breakup with Gino. I'm beginning to feel more certain that Jasmine was never in love with Gino. Most women meet their partners on social media, in real life, or on dating sites. However, Jasmine found Gino on a sugar baby website, and to me, it's a sign that she was never looking for real love. I believe Jasmine always wanted to find someone who could provide for her and spoil her. She received a lot of financial help from Gino, which is why I feel she continued her relationship with him. In my opinion, the 90-day fiancé alum's pregnancy serves as evidence that she never cared for Gino. She seemed to prioritize intimacy issues over building a loving relationship with him. Jasmine continually accused him of additions, which Gino insisted were lies she fabricated to tarnish his reputation. I think if Jasmine genuinely loved Gino, she would have made more of an effort to salvage her relationship instead of suggesting an open marriage. Rather than immediately getting pregnant with someone she met at the gym, the 90-day, the last resort star should have taken time to heal from her failed marriage. 90-day fiancé, I've changed my mind. I don't think Jasmine Pineda should remain in the US, she needs to return to Panama immediately. I can provide Jasmine Pineda from 90-day, the last resort with more reasons to return to Panama than to stay in the United States. I was initially excited about watching Jasmine's story with Gino Palazzolo unfold because I believed she genuinely loved him. However, I was surprised by her jealous behavior and aggressive attitude. I was embarrassed for Gino when Jasmine falsely claimed that she had intimate contact with her ex-boyfriend. Despite this, I was glad to see the couple get married in June 2023, hoping that living together would eventually help resolve their trust issue. However, I was mistaken because Jasmine and Gino's issues only got worse after getting married. Gino shied away from intimacy while Jasmine publicly emasculated him in front of family, followers, and co-stars. I see that Jasmine and Gino are currently starring in 90-day, The Last Resort Season 2, still grappling with the same problems they faced a year ago. I hold Gino accountable for failing to be intimate with Jasmine and try to reignite their lost spark. Yet, I can't trust Jasmine's willingness to salvage their marriage, given her decision to introduce an open relationship into their lives. Jasmine is following in Larissa Lima's footsteps. Jasmine's children may never see her again. I predict that although Jasmine and Gino may recommit to each other during the 90-day fiancé spin-off, they'll eventually break up. So, there is no reason for Jasmine to remain in the United States, away from her family, especially her sons, JC and Juance. I remember how devastated she was when she told her sons she was moving to America and hoped to be reunited with them soon. Now that her marriage to Gino is almost over, she should book the first flight to Panama to finally give her sons the mother they have been yearning for since 2023. Don't misunderstand me. I believe Jasmine loves her children and wants to be with them, eagerly awaiting the approval of their visas. However, she shouldn't wait any longer because I fear she may end up in a situation similar to Larissa Lima from 90-Day Fiancé Season 6. Larissa hasn't seen her children for years as she became so caught up in her new life in America that she couldn't visit them in Brazil. I don't want Jasmine to follow in Larissa's footsteps and miss the opportunity to be with her sons during their childhood. Jasmine is too scared to be deported. Jasmine's in the US. For all the wrong reasons. I noticed Jasmine became defensive when advised to move back to Panama. She was also very empathetic to her co-star, Michael Ilasanmi, who was accused of using Angela Dean to immigrate to the United States. I believe Jasmine liked Gino, but her sights were set on the American dream. As per a video by Relativeness, she became annoyed when asked to return to Panama because she desires success in America. Rumors have circulated she's currently in a relationship with a new American man, Matt Brownies, and appears to be expecting a child with him, potentially for immigration purposes. Jasmine doesn't have a job in the US. Jasmine can be active on Cameo and OnlyFans remotely. I understand Jasmine wants to stay in the United States because it's seen as a land of opportunities. She hopes to achieve financial success here